2025 is right around the corner, and you likely landed on this video because you have some interest in starting a side hustle. Things are expensive, maybe you have a little bit of free time and you want to have a little bit of extra cash to help support the kids or go on that vacation or pay for that car payment. I'm here to tell you that starting a side hustle in 2025 to get that extra couple of dollars per month is absolutely possible, and I'm gonna walk you through my 3 top picks for which ones you can get started with basically $0 from your couch. Now, the first one is going to be no surprise for my return viewers, and that is going to be print on demand. For those of you that are new here, I launched my own print-on-demand business back in 2023. I've now done over $200,000 of revenue with that business. And so I have firsthand experience of how you can take the print-on-demand business model and scale that to be a large side hustle without too much upfront startup costs. Print-on-demand is a business model where basically you create different graphic designs that you can overlay onto products like t-shirts, mugs, bags, tumblers, all types of different textiles, and you use a production partner like Printify to print, package, and ship that order for you. So when an order comes in, you are not needing to do any of the fulfillment for that order. You can just focus on marketing your shop and marketing your brand, and then handling any additional customer service bits and bobs that end up after the sale has actually been made. You can sell through a myriad of different platforms, and that can be utilizing a marketplace like Amazon or Etsy to sell your products, or you can launch your own shop utilizing something like Shopify that allows you to own your own URL and drive traffic to that shop yourself. Either way, on whichever route you choose, it's a really great option for kicking off a side hustle, because when you're starting up, you only pay if an order actually comes in. So really the initial costs are going to be a lot of your time to make sure that you are choosing a niche that makes sense and isn't overly saturated, and putting in the time to create designs that people actually would like to purchase. And if you are very curious about this business model, hit the subscribe button, because that is really what this channel primarily is about, is walking people through how to create their print-on-demand shop and get that to be a successful side hustle or main hustle. I think this is a business model that has potential to scale, but I always want to set expectations that it is not going to be an overnight success, and you do have to put in the time. Once you get your shop up and running and you actually have sales coming in, it is a more passive income stream, but you do need to spend that time taking care of the data and building up your shop to actually get it to that level. So that's my first pick, print on demand. Physical goods. My second pick is going to be selling digital products. Now, digital products is another type of product that you can sell without a ton of startup costs, which basically means that you are selling a virtual good that you have created and can pass along to the consumer in the form of a course or a digital download. Very similarly to print on demand, you can launch this type of business utilizing a marketplace like Etsy or on your own shop with Shopify and having your own .com website. But it's important to do your research on what types of things are making sales and could potentially give you a lift to kicking off that type of business early. Now, as an example, let's say you want to sell on a platform like Etsy because you look there and you see that there are a lot of digital planners and invite templates on that marketplace. I'm utilizing a back-end extension called Everbee that allows me to look into Etsy and see what products are driving revenue and monthly sales, so I have an idea on where I might want to prioritize my time for launching into a digital product. This is an example that is very topical for the timing here, that shows us a digital invite for a girls' night Christmas party that in the last month since being live has done $3,200 of revenue. Now, what's really great about digital products, unlike print on demand, is digital products basically means that you almost have 100% profit. With print on demand, basically you make the difference between what you are charging the customer and what you have to pay Printify, as an example, to make that order. So if you charge the customer $30 for the t-shirt, but it costs you $20 to Printify to actually pay for that to be print, packaged, and shipped, you make $10. Here, this is a digital invite. So you invest your time to making that, and then every incremental sale is just incremental profit outside of some fees from a marketplace perspective and potentially what you're paying for a monthly subscription to a design platform like Canva. But it's a really good inspiration to understand how you can launch a product that just continuously drives revenue on a monthly basis. And if I was somebody that was wanting to get into this space, I think you can take this inspiration. You can launch a dozen girls' night funny templates like this utilizing Canva. Given the fact that the funny version of this has performed well for the Christmas niche, I think a Friendsmas or girls' night party for every upcoming holiday would perform really, really well. So it's a perfect example of kind of how you can take what's happening in this space and utilize that for your own shop or your own brand. You can utilize this same idea for digital planners, nutrition guides, workout guides, all types of different digital information or a digital asset that somebody could then download or edit and then utilize for their own use. So those are my top 2 picks. First one being print on demand, second one being digital products. The third one is going to be content creation. Now, I have recently embarked upon my own content creation journey. I started making videos like this in 2024. And so I have my own personal experience with all 3 of these side hustles. And I think all 3 of them are a really good way to kick off a side hustle in 2025, especially if you have that expectation that you are going to learn and iterate to grow your own empire and make it rain. Now, to break down content creation a little bit more, I think it's important to note what are the different ways that creators or influencers can make money utilizing their content. The first one is going to be ads. So you post your content on platforms like YouTube or Instagram or TikTok, all types of different places. And once you get large enough to have a large enough following and hit the criteria for that social media platform, you are then introduced into their ad program, which means that you get paid for the ads that are placed on your content. So it's a really cool way to just continue to post content, and for the eyeballs that come to your channel, you can make a little bit of extra side money by just posting your content and having that audience be interested in what you're saying. This is a revenue share model with the platform, so it's not like you're gonna make 100% of the ad revenue, but it's still a really good way to make a little bit of incremental money. Keep in mind here that I have been posting on YouTube now for about 8 months, and I just finally got monetized. And I always wanna be transparent that a lot of different strategies for starting a side hustle are going to take a little bit of time, but if you're willing to put in that time and enjoy the ride and enjoy learning, then there's definitely a way to make income from home without a ton of incremental startup costs. The second way that you can make money as a content creator is going to be sponsorships and brand partnerships. This means that in your content, you are partnering with a brand to mention them or showcase their product to your audience in exchange for some type of fee. It's typically important to make sure that these are brands that you actually utilize and have experience with and can speak to in an educated way, or else it's not as organic to your viewers and isn't as trusted. Like for myself, I'm only talking about brands that I genuinely work with, and I'm constantly talking about brands that I'm not being paid for, but I think it's valuable to showcase how I got my information and the partners that I work with for my print-on-demand business, because that only gives value to everybody that's learning and trying to make money in print-on-demand and other side hustles. The next way as a creator too that you can make money is you could launch your own digital products or services. So kind of like launching a digital product like a planner or that Evite that we walked through. You can also launch your own product as a creator. So that may be a course to teach somebody something new. It could be one-on-one sessions. It could be a resource as a checklist to make sure that as they're learning how to fish, this is how you make sure to learn how to fish. But it's some type of product that you have made based off of your expertise on the niche that you were talking about that you'd be able to provide value and people would actually want to pay for. I don't actually have any of those products, but if you guys have any ideas for those of you that are not new here that you think would be valuable, I think what would be kind of cool is if I constantly have ideas on, hey, this shop would probably perform really well. And people are constantly talking to me like, hey, I want to launch a shop, but I'm not sure what type of shop to launch. If you think it would be cool to launch like a really cheap, like resource that walks through, hey, these are my top 15 shop ideas for 2025. Let me know if you think that would be something you'd be interested in. Just an idea. Would love to hear your thoughts. The next way people make money with being a creator is going to be merch. So you can launch your own t-shirt brand. You can launch your own coffee brand, different types of products that may resonate with you as an influencer. You see this in the daily life all the time for the biggest influencers out there. Kylie Jenner launched Kylie Lip Kit. Shane Dawson launched his own merch line. So it's just ways to be able to offer something to your audience that makes them want to support you and represent you by wearing or buying your products. The next one is going to be affiliate revenue. And this is something that is really common if you are on Instagram and you have an influencer that you really like and they're constantly saying like, hey, if you like this mug that I was drinking out of, here's a link and where to get it. Affiliate revenue is basically something where if you're constantly promoting a product, like if I'm saying, hey, I love this water bottle, if you're interested in buying it, here's the link. Typically speaking, if you click on that link and you buy that product, I would get like a small percentage, maybe 5 to 20% of that revenue for driving that sale. So if you're really good at driving products or services and you have interest in that, then that's a good way to make that revenue. Another way that you can potentially make money is by becoming a leader in your space and speaking at events. Sometimes brands or companies would like to fly you out as an industry thought leader for the topic that you have discussed or interview you for a different podcast, and they may offer you money for it. So there's all types of different ways to make money with becoming a content creator, but all of these would first involve picking a niche that is something that resonates with you and you have a point of view on that is different, and you can potentially build an audience, people that trust you and want to hear you on what you have to say. And then it would be taking the time to really dig in and post content. I did not buy any fancy gear, which is another reason that starting a content creation journey is a really great way to start that side hustle. I utilize my iPhone and I edit on my laptop that I already had. And so it's a very cost efficient way to get started with a side project, which hopefully turns into revenue for you on the side. There you have it. Those are my top 3 side hustle picks for 2025. If this is helpful whatsoever, please like and subscribe for more content like this.